All right, so today we're doing a deep dive into the future of AI. We're going way beyond ChatGPT and stuff. We're going to really look at what this could mean. I've got an academic paper here that lays out some big predictions for the future.
Yeah.
And then I've also got a ton of research excerpts that kind of get into the details.
Okay.
Think of it this way. We're mapping out how AI is going to affect us. We'll start with how it's already changing, like your everyday life.
Okay.
Then we're going to zoom out and look at business, then society.
I gotcha.
And then finally we're going to go full sci-fi.
Yeah.
And talk about AGI and superintelligence.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay, let's start close to home.
Mm-hmm.
You probably already use AI way more than you realize. Think about it. Have you ever gotten sucked into Netflix?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
And you're like, how did I end up watching, a documentary about I don't know.
Right. Paperclip.
3 hours later.
Exactly. So that's their recommendation algorithm. It's using AI.
And it figures out your taste better than you do.
Yeah, it's true. It is surprising sometimes what it recommends.
It's really freaky. But it's not just entertainment though, right?
Yeah.
Think about how you navigate through traffic.
Right.
Using Waze or Google Maps.
Yeah.
That's AI. It's taking all this real-time data and it's figuring it out to get you where you need to go.
It's crazy how much data it must use.
I know, right?
It's kind of wild.
And don't forget about virtual assistants.
Oh, yeah.
Like Siri or Alexa. It's like having a personal assistant that can schedule your day, set reminders, even control your smart home devices.
I use that all the time.
And it's all AI.
Pretty amazing.
It really is. It's kind of incredible, actually, how much it's integrated into our lives already.
Yeah.
But I do wonder about the downsides. The research mentions, how much data these systems use, and it makes you think, well, what about my privacy? How are they using all this information?
Right.
Remember the Cambridge Analytica scandal?
Oh, yeah, of course. That was crazy.
That was a real wake-up call, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
So the sources we have here, they really emphasize this point. While AI can make things more personalized, for you, it also raises these concerns. Data security, are they going to misuse it?
Yeah.
And then also, what about over-reliance? If we delegate too much stuff to AI, are we going to lose certain skills?
Right.
Become less adaptable?
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
It's something we need to, think about because AI is only going to get, more powerful.
Definitely.
So we've seen how AI is affecting our personal lives, but what about business?
Yeah.
The research says that it's having a huge impact on a bunch of different industries.
Interesting.
Yeah. One thing that I thought was really interesting is that AI has this potential to automate a lot of tasks.
Right.
But we're not just talking about replacing jobs, right? It's more about AI working with humans. AI does the repetitive stuff and then people can focus on the creative stuff or the complex work.
Makes sense.
In manufacturing, for example, robots powered by AI are already they're making things more efficient.
Wow.
More precise too.
It's cool to think about what the limits are there. You know?
Right.
What are we going to be able to make?
Yeah.
Wild.
And it's not just about the physical stuff.
Okay.
It's also changing beta analysis.
Mm.
Think about the financial markets. Algorithms powered by AI, they can analyze tons of data,
Right.
identify trends, assess risk, even make investment decisions.
It's like having a superpowered analyst.
I know, right?
Just crunching numbers day and night.
Constantly.
Yeah.
So it sounds AI is really shaking things up in almost every industry, right?
Yeah.
It's from optimizing supply chains to, to those customer service chatbots.
Right.
The ones we all, sometimes love.
And sometimes hate. But it's really changing the game.
Absolutely.
It's changing everything.
It really is. And what's really interesting is that it's not just about, making things more efficient. It's about driving innovation.
All right.
AI is allowing companies to create entirely new products.
I know.
Entirely new services.
So give me an example.
Well, think about self-driving cars.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? That's AI being really ambitious.
Uh-huh.
It's pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
So, okay, AI is changing how we live. It's changing how we work. It's super efficient.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's really helpful, but it's also, a bit unsettling when you think about the potential for like jobs going away.
Right.
So what do the sources say about this? How can we like manage this?
Right.
Manage this transition in a way that, is responsible.
Well, one of the key things they say is that businesses really need to prioritize reskilling initiatives.
It's about making sure that the workforce is prepared, for the jobs of the future.
Okay.
So people have the skills they need
Right.
to thrive, in an economy that's powered by AI.
That makes sense. We need to think about how to use AI's power, but also at the same time, make sure that we're creating a future where humans and machines, can work together.
Exactly.
Effectively.
Yeah. AI is a tool, and it's up to us to use it wisely.
Right.
The research really emphasizes this point, a collaborative approach.
Yeah.
That's key.
Humans and AI working together
Yep.
to achieve, these common goals.
Exactly. It's really interesting to think about, how AI is going to like reshape the future of work. Like imagine a world where AI just handles like all the boring stuff,
Right.
all the tedious tasks. So we're free to just focus on the things that humans are, uniquely good at,
Yeah.
like creativity, critical thinking. Right, exactly. Problem solving. And the research even suggests that this shift, it could lead to like totally new jobs.
Oh.
Yeah, things we haven't even like thought of yet.
I like that. That's optimistic.
Yeah.
But some people are like kind of worried, right?
Oh.
About AI becoming like too powerful.
Yeah, I can understand.
The sources even, they talk about this stuff like general AI
Right.
and superintelligence.
Yeah. That's some pretty mind-boggling stuff.
Yeah, I gotta admit, it's a little like over my head. What's the difference
Right.
between those two?
Yeah, it's easy to get them like mixed up.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. General AI, the AGI.
Yeah.
That's AI that can do like any intellectual task that a human can do.
Okay.
So it's not like limited to a specific skill.
Right.
Like playing chess or coding.
Right.
AGI, be able to like learn and adapt to like anything,
Sure.
just like we do.
So it's like basically an AI with like human level intelligence.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
but also kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that.
So what about like superintelligence? How's that different?
Well, superintelligence, that takes it, even further. It's the idea that AI, it becomes smarter than humans
Oh, wow.
in basically like everything,
Okay.
like learning, problem solving, making decisions, even like creativity.
Whoa.
It raises a lot of questions,
Yeah, I bet.
about like control, ethics,
Right.
the future of like humanity.
I can see why people are, excited and nervous about this, like all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like we're about to make this thing that's like incredibly powerful, but we don't really know what's going to happen.
Right, exactly.
It's like those sci-fi movies,
Yeah.
where AI like takes over.
Yeah, yeah. Those movies, they play on our, our fears,
Right.
but it's really important to remember AI is a tool,
Okay.
and how it develops, that's up to us.
Yeah.
The research really emphasizes responsible development, making sure that, like these advanced systems, they're aligned with our values.
Okay.
And that they'll actually, benefit society.
So while we're thinking about the future of AI, we should also, think about its impact right now, like in the present.
Right.
The sources have all these amazing examples of how it's being used
Yeah.
to like tackle real problems, like right now,
Okay.
like in the fight against climate change.
Okay. Yeah.
I was reading about how AI is being used to like optimize energy consumption, develop like renewable energy sources.
Right.
It can even predict how climate change is going to like affect different places.
That's a great example of AI being used for, good.
Right.
I mean, climate modeling, that's incredibly complex. AI has the power to analyze all that data,
Right.
and then give us accurate predictions.
Okay.
So it helps us understand,
Yeah.
the challenges,
Yeah.
and to come up with solutions.
And in healthcare, AI is already making a difference there. The research talks about how AI is being used to like analyze medical images, diagnose diseases like earlier, more accurately, and
Yeah.
even like personalized treatment plans.
It's like having, this super smart assistant
Yeah.
working with doctors,
Right.
helping them make like better decisions.
What's exciting is that it's not like replacing doctors.
Right. It's not replacing human expertise.
Right.
It's like more. It's more like it's helping us.
Yeah.
It's augmenting,
Right.
our capabilities.
Right.
So we can do things that we like couldn't do
Right.
without it.
Without AI.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether it's, analyzing those complex medical images or predicting climate change,
Right.
AI is giving us these, new tools to tackle these like huge problems.
It's clear that AI, it can be a really powerful force
Yeah.
for good in the world.
Yeah.
But as we keep developing these systems, we also have to, be mindful. Right.
Of the ethical stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. The research really, really stresses that. The need for, ethical frameworks.
Right.
And guidelines for how we develop AI.
Okay.
These frameworks, they should address things like bias and algorithms,
Okay.
transparency and decision making.
Right.
And then who's accountable, for what AI does.
Okay.
We got to make sure that AI is developed and used, in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
So how do we make sure that happens? What are some of the things that the sources suggest?
Well, one of the most important things is that you're going to have, different perspectives.
Oh, okay.
Involved in developing AI.
Okay.
We need to make sure that the teams that are, creating these systems, they represent all sorts of different backgrounds, different experiences, different values. That makes sense. If you only have a small group of people who are designing AI, then you're more likely to end up with systems that, reflect their biases.
Exactly. You'll end up perpetuating, existing inequalities. Having all those different voices, at the table, it helps us think ahead, anticipate, and then address these potential ethical problems.
Right.
So we can make sure that AI is developed in a way that's good for everyone.
Okay. So we've got to think about, the big picture. We got to think about the ethics.
Right.
And how AI is going to affect, society. But I'm also curious about the more human side of AI.
Okay.
The research mentions how AI could even change our understanding of what it means to be human.
Right.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
As we make machines that can learn and reason, maybe even be conscious, it really forces us to think about ourselves.
Yeah.
What makes us human? What does it even mean to be human?
Right.
What are those qualities that make us intelligent?
Yeah.
How do we experience the world?
That's deep.
Yeah, it is. It's a question that philosophers have been thinking about, forever.
Right.
But now AI is making us really think about it.
Right.
Right now.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing to think that, if we make machines that can think like us, does that, I don't know, does that make us, less special? Or, I don't know, does it open up, new possibilities,
Right.
For understanding who we are and our place in the universe?
I think it's more about, expanding how we understand, intelligence.
Okay.
Consciousness. AI is, making us question everything, rethink our assumptions,
Right.
consider all sorts of different ideas. If a machine can, be creative, solve problems, even feel emotions, does that mean it's conscious?
Wow.
And if so, what does that mean for us,
Yeah.
ethically?
These are big questions.
Yeah, they are.
I don't think anyone has the answers,
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But we got to start asking them now.
Right.
As AI keeps evolving.
Exactly.
We need to talk about it
Yeah.
in a way that's thoughtful, and informed. We got to have this discussion.
Yeah, absolutely.
About how AI is going to affect humanity.
Right.
The good.
Yeah.
And the potential challenges.
I totally agree. It's not about being afraid of AI.
Right.
Or trying to, stop it.
Right.
It's about talking.
Yeah.
Really talking about it.
Right.
Listening to each other. Making choices.
Right.
Together.
Yeah.
About how AI develops.
Right.
In a way that's good for everyone.
So we've talked about the big stuff, right? The future of work, AGI, superintelligence, even the really deep questions AI makes us ask about being human. But I want to zoom back in, how is it being used now? The research talks about how it's being used in a ton of industries, like healthcare, for instance. I was reading about how AI is helping doctors diagnose diseases earlier, more accurately?
Yeah. That's just like the beginning.
Oh, wow.
AI is transforming like all of healthcare.
Okay, so how?
Well, think about, analyzing medical images like X-rays,
Uh-huh.
CT scans. AI algorithms can like pick up on these subtle things that human radiologists might miss.
Okay.
You know? And that leads to earlier diagnoses, which can, save lives.
So it's like a second set of eyes,
Yeah.
but with like superhuman perception.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's amazing. What are some other ways it's being used in healthcare?
Well, personalized medicine is a big one. It's using AI to like analyze someone's genes, their lifestyle, their medical history, and then like develop a treatment plan just for them.
So it's moving away from that like, one size fits all approach.
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
It really sounds like AI is like taking healthcare to a whole new level. But what about other industries like manufacturing?
Oh, yeah?
What's it doing there?
AI is having a huge impact on manufacturing, too.
How so?
Well, one really, interesting application is something called predictive maintenance.
Okay.
So imagine sensors on all the factory equipment constantly feeding, like, data to an AI system.
Okay.
And then the AI, it can, like, analyze that data, and it can actually predict when a machine's going to, like, break down.
Whoa. So they can fix it before it actually happens.
Exactly. And they can avoid, like, all that downtime.
That's really smart.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a crystal ball for machines.
Exactly.
And AI's also being used to like make production more efficient.
Yeah.
Reduce waste.
Yeah. Think about, those robots on the assembly line. They're controlled by AI algorithms. And then you have AI systems that can like adjust production, in real time based on, like how much demand there is.
Okay.
It's about making manufacturing, smarter and more adaptable.
Okay, so we talked about healthcare, manufacturing.
Right.
What about finance? What's AI doing there?
Oh, AI's making a huge splash in finance too.
How so?
Well, everything from like fraud detection
Okay.
to algorithmic trading.
So give me an example.
Well, let's say, fraud detection. AI algorithms can analyze like millions of transactions instantly
Wow.
to spot anything that looks suspicious.
Oh, okay. So it's like having like a detective.
Yeah.
Like a super detective.
Right. A superpowered detective that never sleeps.
Yeah. Okay. And then on the investment side,
Yeah.
what's AI doing there?
Well, AI is being used to analyze market trends, assess risk, and it can even like provide personalized financial advice.
Wow.
It's about making finance more efficient, more secure, and more tailored to, what people need.
So AI is like changing how we get treated by doctors, how things are made, even how we like manage our money. It's like it's everywhere.
Pretty much, yeah.
You mentioned earlier though that it's also changing like the creative arts.
Oh yeah. That's another area where it's really interesting.
Tell me about that.
Well, we're seeing AI systems that can like compose music, create art,
Really?
even write like poetry.
Oh wow.
Screenplays.
That's crazy.
And while some people see it as like a threat, right?
Yeah.
To human creativity, a lot of artists, they're actually embracing it.
Really?
Yeah. They're using it as like a tool to collaborate. Explore.
So it's like having a creative partner.
Yeah. Kind of.
That can like give you ideas.
Right.
Help you find new styles.
Right.
That's really cool.
It is. And it makes us like rethink,
right.
what creativity even is,
Yeah.
If AI can make like art
right.
or music that like makes people feel things.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's creative?
That's a good question.
Yeah. There's no easy answer, really.
Yeah, but it's definitely worth like thinking about.
For sure.
So I think we've covered like a lot in this deep dive.
Yeah.
We started by looking at how AI is like already in our lives. Then we talked about, how it's changing businesses and industries. And then we even talked about AGI.
Right.
And superintelligence.
The big stuff.
It's clear that like AI is really powerful.
Oh, yeah.
And it has the potential to like change the world. I think one of the key takeaways from all this research is that like AI isn't something that's, way off in the future.
Right.
It's here now.
It's happening.
It's evolving. It's so fast.
Yeah.
And it's already affecting us.
For sure.
So what can we do, to make sure that AI is used responsibly?
Right.
For the benefit of, like, humanity.
Right.
The research talks about, the importance of ethical frameworks, guidelines for development.
Absolutely. We got to think, really carefully about, like, the values,
Right.
that we build into these systems.
Yeah.
And what might happen, as a result.
Right. So, like, transparency,
Right.
accountability,
Yeah.
fairness, all that stuff's, like, really important.
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be at the forefront of, how we develop AI.
Yeah, we got to make sure that AI, like, it lines up with our values.
Right.
And it helps everyone.
Right, exactly.
Not just, like, a few people.
Exactly.
It's also important to remember that, like, AI is a tool, right?
Right, yeah.
It's up to us, like, society, to
Right.
figure out how to use it. We
Yeah.
need to talk about this stuff
Absolutely.
openly, honestly.
Right.
We got to involve everyone.
Yeah.
And we got to think about the long term,
For sure.
how this is going to affect, like, humanity.
Right.
So as we, wrap up this deep dive into AI, I want to leave our listeners with, like, a few things to think about. AI is here to stay.
Uh-huh.
It's going to keep changing our lives in ways we can't even, like, imagine right now.
Right. Yeah. It's hard to even, like, fathom.
And we have this responsibility to shape how AI develops, make sure it's ethical, that it benefits everyone. And the future of AI, like, it's not set in stone.
Right.
It depends on the choices we make now. So let's choose wisely.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of AI.